Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. I am so excited to be here today. I'm just excited. Uh, there is just so much happening in life for not just myself, but for people around me. You know, it has always been my prayer that I'm able to touch someone, and that experience allows them to be a better person or have a better experience based on something I may have said or done for them. Or people have just been watching and I didn't notice. But the feedback, thank you, has been amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you for the awesome feedback that you have provided to me. Now, today's episode is a continuation of healthy relationships. So last week we talked about the fact that we have healthy relationships because we built those on a foundation of respect. This week we want to talk about that in terms of self love. Self love. We all want healthy relationships, but we also need to think of it in terms of, are we loving ourselves first? Are we loving ourselves before we begin to seek those relationships? Because so many times we're in a bad space in our thought processes, in our lives, and all of those things can have a negative impact on a healthy relationship. So let's talk about this self-love. Let's talk about this self-love. We're going to say, for the sake of today's podcast, that self-love is defined as, let me read it to you: acceptance, self-respect, and compassion towards oneself. So all of those things that we put out into the world, all of the ways in which we treat other people, we need to be doing those things and feeling that way about ourselves. We need to accept who it is that we already are. Yes, we all need some growth. We all have room, shall I say, for personal growth. But accepting who it is that we are in any given moment of a day, of a week, of a month, of a year is the start of self-love. Giving yourself grace, giving yourself compassion, the same way that we do other people. Self-love. Self-love. Now, how do you know that you're practicing self-love? How do you know? Well, are you taking care of yourself? And I do not just mean, are you going to see a physician? That could be part of it. But are you caring personally for yourself? Are you doing things that make you feel good? Let me tell you what I do. One of the things that I do for myself is this: I take myself out on dates often, 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 often. Because you all know that it was my desire to be in a healthy relationship. So while I was in my waiting period, I was preparing myself, working on myself, doing things for me that were self improving. So I would take myself on dates just so that I would get a feel for what it feels like to be treated well. Now, let you catch that for a second. I took myself out so I would know what it feels like to be treated well. If you don't know what that feels like, then you can accept anything from anyone who's giving you what we might call a few scraps, maybe giving you a little inconsistency. But when you consistently show up for yourself and do things for you that makes you feel special, that is a part of self-love. That's a part of self-love. Do you show up for yourself every day when you're on the job? Or if you're an entrepreneur, do you show up every day to do what it is that you need to do to be successful? Are you pouring into yourself? Because so many of us pour into other people. We pour into their dreams. We pour into their aspirations. But we don't take the time to pour into ourselves. And pouring into yourself is a part of self-love. How can you be prepared for a relationship when you're not preparing yourself? How can you love someone else if you're not loving yourself? Do you randomly smile in the middle of the day because something that you did made yourself laugh? I do. I do. There have been weekends when I have just been out and about, or even just in the house listening to some music or watching a show. And maybe a week or two later, I will randomly smile because I recall what a good time I had with myself. And I know we're talking about getting to healthy relationships. Absolutely. But before we get there, are you loving yourself? Are you loving on yourself? Some people see that as I'm taking myself on a trip. I see people all the time. They say, oh, I'm going to go out of town. Oh, I'm going internationally. I am flying somewhere or I'm driving somewhere because I want to have a good time. I decided to show myself different parts of the world. That too is self-love. Are you experiencing things that you wanted to experience with your person? But until your person arrives, experience those things for yourself. Pour into you, gain additional knowledge. For me, I do that by writing. I do that by dancing because I love to dance. But I do that also by signing up for any kind of class or any training that was going to enhance my current skills. I care enough about me that I want to continue to grow. So that is self-love for me. Self-love could look differently for you. It could look very differently. It just needs to be something that you are doing that shows that above all else and in your waiting period, you are doing those things that allow you to wake up early in the mornings, happy, with a smile on your face, with a heart full of joy. Because I know you've heard this before. You can choose to be happy. Despite anything going on in your life, despite the negativity, you can choose happiness. You can choose how to react. You can choose how to respond each and every single day. All of these things, all of them, are a part of self-love. Are you loving you? Are you loving you? Now, as I think further into this, when we're loving on ourselves, one thing that we must do, and it doesn't matter if it is a romantic relationship or a friendship or family members, while we're loving on ourselves, while we are loving on ourselves, we have to teach others how to love us. I know it can be hard for some people because we are so, in a way, we don't want to have conflict of any type. But there doesn't have to be any. As you're teaching others how to love you, you can do that with kindness. We talked about this before. We can set certain boundaries. We can share what works for us and what doesn't work for us. All a part of self-love. Showing others how to treat you, teaching them how to treat you is also loving on yourself. When you don't do that, when you allow people to manipulate you, to mistreat you, to call you only when they need something, you are not teaching and showing them how to love you. What you are saying in many instances is, I don't fully love myself, so I'm unable to teach you. So what we are going to do from now on, we're going to start loving on ourselves. We are going to start loving on ourselves. I know, I teach you all the time to take care of other people. I know that. But I also tell you that you must take care of you. And that begins with self-love. A year ago at my Women's Empowerment Brunch, I spoke to the ladies and I told them that if you are waiting to be found, if you're waiting for your person, in the meantime, in between time, you must love you. You must. And you prepare. You work on you. You develop yourself. No, Dr. Tam is not saying that you need to be out here running 5 miles a day, doing all these types of things. That is not what I mean. Now, if that works for you and that feels like self-love to you, then absolutely. But I'm not talking about anything physical. I am simply talking about the things that add value to your life, that you bring to yourself, that allow you to be the very best version of you, the very best version of you. You do that first. You do that first. And as you wait, and then as you begin to date, as you are in your committed relationships, you have already loved on yourself. You already know what it feels like to be loved in a positive manner. And now your person, you are teaching them and guiding them on what works for you. And hopefully they are doing the same. Hopefully they are doing the same. Hopefully both of you showed up caring enough about yourselves that you are ready for your person, that you are absolutely 100% ready for your person. So here's what I want you to remember. Without self-love, we seek validation from others. We settle for less. We fear abandonment or rejection. But if we have self-love, Love. We set healthier boundaries, as I said earlier. We communicate our needs very clearly. And get this one, we bring confidence and wholeness into a relationship. Those are beautiful things. Beautiful things to show up with for your relationships. So my challenge to you is to begin practicing self-love. You may want to journal. You may want to write some things down. Just your thoughts. Just your thoughts. It could be a few sentences. It could be a paragraph. You can journal. Some people meditate to get themselves prepared for their day. But whatever it is that you need, please do it. Please do it. Love on you first. Love on you first so that you're ready. So that you're ready for your healthy relationship. As I always say, happy Friday. Let love win. And much, much, much love to you. Much love to you.